Hello all. Since the last video I made about my mob grinder, I've been thinking about what to do with these spare quadrants I have, because the trenches that I've made sort of make these courtyard areas that are grassy and spawn mobs, which is nice, but I don't really need all those mobs spawning whenever I have so much grass around areas like this. So what I've decided to do is fill in some of that space with just a decorative design that sort of embodies what this grinder is all about. Right here we just have my wheat farm and the door that leads to the mines, an empty space. Over there we have the skyway, which the skyway drop zone, and the door that leads outside of the boundary walls and the trenches underneath them. And over here we have the place I've chosen for my decorative design, which is going to be a fountain, since I've been screwing around with water recently. And since this particular place is designed around the concept of water flowing into a centralized location, I think that a fountain suits this place very well. And in fact, I think that what suits this place even better is not just a fountain, but a fountain with lava in the middle, because the whole point of this is that this grinder is a bunch of water that leads into a lava killing area. So I think that embodies the whole place pretty well as a decorative design. So I'm just going to take this empty space and add the fountain. This door leads just into the trench area. It's pretty useless, just like the other one, until I've decided on what to do with them. So what we need is a good foundation. I've chosen half blocks. For this design, if you want to make it into a sort of infinite spring fountain that you can use as a spring and a decorative device so that there's some function to it, I don't really suggest using half blocks because it looks a little weird having a step of water above your block, whereas a full block wouldn't look so bad. What you can do is use stairs instead of half blocks, and it would still look pretty good. You might want to put half blocks on the corners. Now that the new version's out, you can use cobblestone half blocks, but I don't use that version because it's a bit too laggy. So what you can do is just set up your, what I'm using here is a 7x7 base. Then we have the center here. Just going to set some scaffolding. Alright. Then you're just going to build a tower in the center. Chose to build mine 7 tall. You can choose to build it as tall as you want. Now you're just going to build little bits coming off of it to hold the water. And I'll complete my scaffolding real quick. So now what you need is a sort of wall to prevent the water from spilling out into the corners. And remove the centerpieces. And this is basically the full design for this particular type of fountain. So you just drop your water on the center. See what it looks like right now. As you see, we have a pretty good design already. Do ignore the graphics glitch back there. Got water flowing over the sides. You can use this by itself without removing anything. course, you'll want to build it out of more sturdy material. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just using a, actually this isn't even really a tutorial, but a video. Kind of works as a tutorial. Anyway, you can use more durable materials, but I'm just using it for destruction speed later on. Probably going to replace it with cobblestone. So now what the problem is if we want lava in the middle, we're going to have to get rid of its need for the centerpiece. So I just wanted to show you this in case you don't want lava in the middle and want to only use one block of water. However, if you do want lava in the middle, then you just replace the one block with 4 blocks of water. So now we have the exact same design, but removing its reliance on the centerpiece. So now I'm just going to remove this piece of scaffolding. After building a stair, I guess. It's a bit too tall. Okay. Now that we have that done, all we need is a little platform in the center around the pillar. This is important because this is what's going to hold your lava back from touching the water. And then you just remove the inner pillar. Now that we removed the reliance on the center, we can remove that piece, and then water doesn't flow. And then we just need to remove that so that the lava can come down in here into this little square that we've made. Now we just need to rip out our lava. And it flows slowly down, of course, into the hole where it stays. Now you can use this design by itself as well. You can even place glass around here to prevent people from being kind of dumb and walking into the lava, because people like to do that, which I guess is alright since there's water right here anyway. So what you can do after that, if you want to make it completely encase it, we have our 4 corners here, which is kind of nice, especially if you have a 4 corners place like this, but I'm also surrounded by water, so I kind of want it completely surrounded by the water. So what we can do now is just sort of a bit dangerous to walk up there right now, but you can just remove the corners. See if I can just sort of. No, I'm gonna place more steps for it. Yes. And that corner up there. And the final corner. And then there you have the full fountain with the lava in the center. I think it looks pretty good, like sort of a water obelisk with a core. And because of the lava, you can see it pretty well in the dark, I suppose. So, that's about it. See you next time, I guess.